Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Welcome to I Didn't Kill Myself This Week. Welcome to I Didn't Kill Myself This Week. Woo! Boom! Everyone's winning, alive and breathing. This is a podcast by us three sisters, Zena, Natalia, Vienna, and we're gonna be talking about our crazy lives and traumas and how we cope with it.
Yes, and before we delve into this, we are going to give a trigger warning to people about fetal demise and suicide.
Because those are things we have dealt with. So fun. So fun.
Yes.
Not so fun. So the reason we wanted to start this podcast originally, I've wanted to do it. People kept being like, oh, no. But now I'm like, I'm going to do it anyways. I can do it with my sisters. It's going to be better. Right?
Yeah, it's going to be great.
So, I am currently going through a divorce, and my family has been super supportive through everything, and so I sent them a message saying, hey, thanks for being there for me, blah, blah, blah. Nice stuff. And Vienna hasn't been around me because she lives in Oregon, which we'll get into. And so she felt the need, because when I would normally send a message like that, I would be kind of not doing so good, kind of a little bit wanting to
on the edge
be 6 feet down or hanging in a tree or something like that. But we're not. And I was saying it because I'm actually in great mental health right now these days. Anywho, so Vienna phones me to need to check on me, and I'm like, well, it was just so sad that for this whole time my family has been so on edge, and every time I say something maybe off, they're worried about me because they care. And so I just thought it's sad that so many people have to deal with that. I can share a lot of thoughts and things on that, and hopefully through this, because we've all dealt with so many different things, we can help people, maybe give them a nice laugh with some dark humor.
And just share in, like, maybe the comfort of knowing someone else feels the same way that you do. Mm-hmm. Or even just getting a different perspective on a similar topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be raw.
Yeah, our goal is to dive deep into different traumas that we've dealt with and how we've coped, or how maybe we shouldn't have coped, but we're learning and growing as we go.
So, I want to ask a question, actually.
Oh, okay.
So, Zena, how did you see yourself growing up?
Oh, God. That's a gross question. How did I see myself growing up?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the oldest, and growing up, well, as a kid, I would say I was like, I wanted all the attention because the little ones always got the attention, even though I got a lot of attention. And then when I was a teenager, honestly, a lot of my childhood I don't remember. I have blocked that out.
Oh, yeah, same. Yeah.
So the little things I remember, I feel like, are more from like pictures and videos, or very specific memories. But in general, like, to dive into that seems like, you asked that question and my brain's like, oh, no, we're not talking about this. So,
okay, well, tell us about your current self.
My current self is, I'm still the oldest sister. And, coming into my 30s, I feel like I'm finally kind of figuring out who I am, what I like, which just so happens to be like a lot of everything. I'm super eclectic with music. I love music, different types of music. I love art. I love color, but then I also love very basic things. I'm married. Love my husband. I've been married for almost 12 years. And I have 2 little boys. One is 4. One is almost 2, which is crazy. And I feel like I'm the mediator. I'm a little bit of the glue.
A little bit of a pushover too, though.
Oh, yes, that could be true. Yeah. And yeah, well, how do you guys see me? How about that for a question?
Well, I think you're definitely the most thoughtful of the three of us, always trying to think about everyone else. That
Excuse you.
mediator. She says with her bitch face.
Vienna is like, as a side note though, like,
The youngest sibling.
no, yes, but like, oh, I can't think of the word, but basically, everything she does, like, she likes things to be special and like surprises and very memorable.
Yeah,
And so
everything
she's
is
way more
beautiful.
thoughtful in that way than I am.
Everything becomes more beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas on the day-to-day basis, you're more of like the caretaker
Yeah.
and those kinds of things.
Yeah, I'm like trying to like heal everyone.
And
all
you
the time.
also, in your own way, heal with everyone because you always want to do stuff with your family or with me. Like, hey, if I go out, will you come with me, please?
That might be a little bit of codependency happening. What do you think of me, Vienna?
Oh, I don't
'Cause
know.
we'll pick on you next.
It's hard to say when you are with someone all the time. It's hard to explain to me like what exactly they are. But when I think of a really good older sibling, like the typical older sibling who takes on the weight of kind of everything else around them, I feel like that's you.
Yeah, protector. You're
Yeah.
protector. Like when we're little, she would try and stop us from hearing our parents fighting, and she's still trying to do that stuff today.
Mm-hmm.
This is true. I'd
Yeah.
also, I mean, like, I don't think people should murder people or anything, but I would kill people if they hurt my sisters. So,
Arson is her go-to.
call me out.
In case there's any at his house. Just kidding. Just full jokes, full disclosure, full jokes. I wouldn't say it on the podcast if it was going to happen. Okay.
That's funny.
Wait, yeah, dead. Okay.
That'll get talked on at some point.
Vienna, who are you?
What
are you about? To yourself.
To myself. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, it has changed over the years, that's for sure. I think I did a big switch at like 19. From when I was younger to 19, I would say I was very selfish. I wanted to distance myself from the family, but also wanted to be close at the same time. I think I kind of wanted to just go do my own thing. And I don't really know how to explain that part of it. But then when I changed, it was a lot for the better. I was a lot less angry. I used to have little anger issues, like to throw things at people. Remotes, chairs, knives.
You name it, she's thrown it at me.
Probably.
So, yeah.
Pinned up against the wall with a chair. Any of those things, yeah. Now I think I try my best, but I get really frustrated when I don't feel like I'm doing the best. Like, as an example, when I made my sweet little nephews go home because I didn't feel like I was doing a great job. Mind you, this was post fetal
Post-dead
demise.
baby.
Post-fetal demise.
But
by like 3
The
weeks.
fact that you even bring that up and remember that as like a thing that bothers you makes me so sad because that was
it shattered my heart. I was so sad.
yeah,
It was even when I see them now and I like don't feel like I'm doing that great. I'm like, F, come on, do better.
You know what? They're judging you for it, and they're gonna hold it against
I
you
know.
for the rest of their lives.
No,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
know.
like the way you remind me about dead kittens. I'm gonna remind you about
Okay, that has not been brought up in like 10 years.
it. Still haunts me, Vienna. Okay, and I will now haunt you with your nephews.
Backstory: we had kittens when we were like Natalia was really little, and she slept like in the same bed as the kittens, and like rolled onto one and it died, and it just so happened to be like the prettiest, my favorite one. Blue. He was blue.
Yeah, he was
like that
blue.
blue gray color.
Blue,
You know. My feelings are still hurt over this. So
And then my sisters, in all their loving teenage kindness, liked
Oh,
to
I was
remind me about
such
it.
a bitch. I was awful.
you
Yeah.
were, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I know.
You know what's weird is you were angry as like adolescent to teenager,
Mm-hmm.
and then you stopped, and now I am angry as an adult.
Go
Like,
play
I
some
have
rugby.
temper tantrums, and I know that it's like a crazy thing, but I can't like rein it in. So we'll discuss that at some point for sure. But let's talk about Natalia. Tell me.
Wait, we didn't say what we think of Vienna.
Oh, right. Sorry.
What do you think of Vienna? Other than her being angry, wow, way to throw her under the bus.
She threw herself under the bus.
This is all about throwing ourselves under the bus.
Vienna. You want me to answer first?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well, I think when I talk about Vienna, it's usually like Vienna is like tough as nails, strong mother,
Kicking butts and taking names.
like fit, committed. Like, I can't have chocolate. I'll make healthy chocolate. Like willpower for days when it comes to anything. Generally speaking, up until this last year, I would consider her, like, not just me, but I think a lot of people said horseshoes just shoved into her body. A lot of things have really just gone your way in a sense, which is awesome. And then this last year, a lot of things
Did not go my way.
Literally, one of my guests at work was like, "This is just." I think about Vienna all the time. She used to just, like, everything was perfect, and then it wasn't. And I'm like, yeah, it's so upsetting.
And it's so wild to see you, because it's not like when you had things going your way, you weren't any, like, no, I'm saying it backwards. Since things are not going your way, you're still just as kind, as grateful, as hardworking, like, still.
Even more so, maybe?
Yeah. It's crazy. One of the things that I feel about you, V, is that you confuse the shit out of me. Like, I'm actually hoping through this podcast I get to know you better. Because, you know me, I'm all about the bloody emotions. And you never talk about your emotions. You go, like, cry in the shower or cry by yourself. And I'm like, cry with me? Tell me all the things you're thinking.
Yeah.
And so that's my goal through this, is to make you cry a little bit.
Oh, it's not gonna happen. I'm so sorry.
I know.
Unless you get me drunk and then give it a go.
I mean, that could be an episode.
Yeah.
Like,
everyone getting drunk and seeing how it goes.
Sounds awful.
Xena will just get stoned.
Yeah, I don't drink anymore.
California
So
sober.
that. I am sober, and I actually don't really think I will drink ever again. We'll dive into that. There's reason. There's trauma, and it's not because I was an alcoholic.
No.
No. None of us here are alcoholics.
No.
Thankfully.
Not yet.
It's a fear of ours.
Never. Never would I be an alcoholic. I'm a social drinker. I like drinking on the weekend. I thoroughly enjoy it. But when I see people wake up and take shots in the morning, I want to vomit. So it's a hard pass.
That does happen with people in our lives. Teaser for next week. Okay, Natalia. Do we feel anything else about Vienna before I cut off and go on to you again?
I'm such an old lady. I'm yawning.
She's tired these days. She used to tell us all the time, you can sleep when you're dead. And now she wants to be a cicada so she can sleep for 17 years.
That's true. When we were starting this podcast, it's actually so funny. We were like, we wanted to be anonymous so we could say more candid things with less judgment, because you wouldn't know who we are. But we were gonna go by our spirit animals, which I think is the funniest thing in the world. And Natalia has always said that her spirit animal is a grouse. Would you care to explain that?
Oh, I'm a grouse because I run funny. I freeze when I'm scared. Unless I'm protecting family, then I will bass. They sometimes communicate by hissing, which I do as well. And they love to just stand and warm up in the sun. Whereas if you ever see me with my eyes closed in a parking lot, I am grousing. I am being a grouse, and I am warming up, and it is great.
It's very true. Literally, the sun will come out, and she'll be dead in the middle of things. She'll be like, I'm just gonna go outside and sit in the sun for a little bit. Oh, okay, bye. And then we were asking Vienna, what's your spirit animal? She's like, oh, I don't know. And then you just described it as what's that thing that just crawls in the ground and doesn't come out for like years. Like
Yeah,
a
I think
cicada?
17
Like-
years, right?
Yeah,
Something like that. I don't know.
Something like that.
I'd have
Yeah.
to look it
fact
up,
check.
but
We will fact check.
yes.
We'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
And then I'd be like a badger, a honey badger, because yeah, like if I'm just doing my thing, it's great. If you threaten whatever that thing is, it's not gonna be good for you. So there's that.
Becomes fearless.
Fearless. Mind you, I'm not fearless in a lot of things in my life. I am, in fact, scared of the dark to this day.
And earthquakes.
Oh, yes.
It's been a recent thing. We've been practicing earthquakes with the boys V.
Yep.
I don't know if you knew that.
Earthquake drills? Aw.
Yeah, we're doing earthquake drills.
And Xena keeps being like, the triangle theory. You gotta go where it's gonna lean up against something and you'll be protected.
It's true. It's true. Okay, Natalia, back on track. Tell us about your childhood self and then adult self, because I'm sure that everyone wants to know.
Oh god. Childhood self, I think, was a self-righteous little prick. I wanted to be better than everyone. I thought I was, because I wasn't doing all the things that I considered bad, and I prided myself on that. And so I didn't have like a lot of empathy for anyone. And I was also super emotional, which hasn't changed. I'm a retardedly emotional person. But now it's changed into being a very empathetic, emotional person. So that's kind of nice. But that's just, I am a middle child. Xena got a lot of attention. Vienna got a lot of attention. I still remember one of our babysitters saying that they would forget that I'm there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And Vienna was like loud, psychotic child that you would like find on top of the fridge. Just a bundle of everything.
Probably anything
And then I
to
was
get
like,
attention.
look at me, I'm so great, da, 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 da. And I danced. I like it was just very much an attention whore.
Yeah.
And
I was quiet. I don't feel like I had a childhood or a teenage life. I feel like now I'm living life, finally.
yeah.
Floating by until now.
Okay, and so you now as a person, how would you describe yourself?
Yeah, still an emotional wreck. Although, less, yeah, I'm more of a person now. That's a good thing. I've struggled with a lot of different things. I've struggled, I feel like, with a lot of things you guys didn't have to. Like, even growing up, there was the hyperhidrosis, the bad acne. All my friends I had growing up, I don't have anymore. But I finally have really solid friends, and I don't know. I'm just a person.
Something I didn't say about Xena is like, because I was thinking when you were talking to Talia about the things that I was gonna like say about you, but with Xena, I like her talents. She's can do hair amazingly, but also she's so talented with art, but also like such a beautiful mom. And even better wife, so patient. I love Quinn to bits, and if he listens to this, I love him to bits, but I could not be married to him.
Speaking of Quinn,
What do you do?
Get out!
he was busting in. He made his first loaf of bread tonight, you guys. His very first
excited.
from scratch. So excited. He was sitting by the fireplace all day.
gosh.
So excited. And he took it out, probably to cool. And I have two psychotic dogs that probably, I think,
no.
potentially ate the whole thing.
Oh, snap.
So I would usually be very upset that he just burst in on our first podcast, but that's really freaking funny.
He was so excited because I'm the bread maker in the house most of the time.
Yep.
But I'll have like a thing of dough sitting there getting all delicious and yeasty fermentedness. It just sounds so gross, but it's so good. And he'll put it in the oven and he'll be like, "Oh, my bread." I'm like, "You mofo, that is my bread. You just cooked it." So this is he did from scratch. He put that shit in the oven. He baked it. He sliced it. He did all the
He
things.
has a special knife, you guys, that he cuts into this piece of bread. And
Are we really sad?
is it gone?
And eat it, and then I said, it was hot as hell, and I said, they pushed back.
Are you sure it wasn't toddler dogs?
We'll fill their bellies later.
Well, welcome to a small trauma today.
Which dog was it?
Okay, well, see, here's the thing.
We don't know.
So, me and Natalia lived together.
Mm.
She moved in with us in January? So, we're almost at a year now. And so, we live in my parents live in the basement suite, essentially. And they have two Goldens that are lovely, but they are the worst.
The worst. If you're not watching the video, that was my fizzy water.
Yeah, they're the worst. And they're always getting into stuff, and, like, for some reason, they'll come upstairs and, like, pee and poo in the house. And I don't know.
They're
Anyways,
grown-ass dogs. They need
need a whooping.
discipline.
Need a
They
whooping.
need to be trained.
And so then I have two puppies, essentially. I have a 1-year-old puppy and a 2-year-old puppy.
She's saying puppies generously.
They're 1 and 2. They're just, come on.
They also need training.
They also need discipline.
Yes.
Do, but I am so tired, you guys, and they were both bad decisions. I love them so much. But, like, I got Poe, and I had a toddler, and then I got Lemon, and I had a baby. And I was, like, training these dogs, and also my husband is, like, a disabled person. So,
And then there's Natalia, who has a perfect angel dog.
perfect angel dog. Charlie. I call
Charles
him
Xavier.
Yes. She doesn't even like that name, but that's what we call him.
Xavier, no. Charles? I call him Charles all the time.
Yeah.
He's 7, and he's, like, just a perfect baby. And he smiles at Natalia, and he loves her, and they're codependent upon each other.
He's the reason we didn't kill ourselves this week sometimes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
He really is. So yeah, no. Sorry for that intrusion.
So it was the downstairs dogs that ate the bread.
Oh, man.
Because my dogs are, in fact, somewhat trained.
Or are they locked up?
No, they're not.
We wouldn't
Okay.
be surprised if that was the reason.
Oh, sorry.
Sure.
Okay, so
ahead.
what I was saying is that I could never be married to Quinn. But Natalia, we were talking about you, and I was just thinking about how extremely talented you are. She is a carpenter. She can build anything. She's also an electrician. She also could work at a nursery. She's had a beautiful garden. What else? Man, there's so many things that she can just. Everybody calls her like the jack of all trades. Yeah.
Bracelet maker, refurbisher of things, mad cleaner, like so good at cleaning. The world's best nanny.
Well,
Yes.
that's a skill.
The world's best
It
nanny.
is a skill. Do you know how many people I would not let watch my children?
Pretty much everybody. I would not let watch my children.
No.
I'm the auntie of all aunties. That's my skill.
Like decorator, like
Builder.
anything.
Yeah.
And Natalia's like, I can do it.
Yeah.
She rebuilt a Volkswagen Bug.
So we're
She
getting
did.
there.
She's working on it. Once we get through this divorce bit, we can finish it.
We have more things to work on in life. It's just, I'm a stubborn poor person. I don't like to pay for things. I'm like, I see anything. I don't care what it is. I can do that. I got some poor person skilled determination.
It's funny. I always say that, but in the back of my head, I know that I'm going to rely on you when I say I can do that. I'm like, no, it's truly going to be you doing it. I'll pay for the product.
Natalia's
and
gonna come
you'll
here
do
and
it.
she's gonna build that for me. Happily. I will happily come and do that for you.
Yeah. Natalia was talking about
Alright.
herself.
You gotta talk about yourself, yeah.
She
should
was.
talk about
She did.
myself.
She did.
Yeah. Oh, side note. I wasn't at the house a lot. I grew up with an old lady mostly that my mother doesn't like, and that's also where I got a lot of my skills. She let me paint, bake, sew. Oh, I can sew, knit, crochet. I'm also an old lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
It's good things. I'm a lot of things.
To a lot of things. Mentally ill is one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, basically, though, I feel like we're all kind of leveling out and all kind of a little bit on, like, maybe not boring, but, like, so much crazy life stuff happens, but we're solid to a certain extent now. Like, even Natalia, which is exciting and new.
Yeah. I would literally say, considering how we grew up and just life in general, we're some super solid people. And
Yes.
it would be an honor for you to meet us. I'm just kidding. That's a full joke. It's not a real life thing.
But yeah, go ahead, Vanna. What
No,
were you
I was
say?
just gonna say something that I am gonna have to cut this out, maybe. But I was telling Natalia before I started recording earlier when you left the room
Oh.
that it would be so funny to fart into the
Vienna's really cute.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the funny thing is they think it's funny, and I'm dying on the inside. I'm like the biggest prude, I think. And these two are freaking wild in comparison to me. Which is
can't
funny
breathe.
because honestly, growing up, I went through a very rebellious stint, and I thought it was so wild. And then I got to know Vienna, and I was like, oh, I'm
Yes.
tame in
I had a
comparison.
moment. A
She
year
had
or
a
two or
very-
3 or 4 or 5.
The moment. And then Natalia's finding her moments now.
Yes.
Oh no. Yeah, it's totally true.
It's true. Yeah, she was like, as she said, so calm, cool, collected, self-righteous little shit as
Yeah.
a child.
Mm-hmm.
And now, as an adult, she's like, oh, so this is what you went through as a teenager. And we're like, yes, that's what we went through.
Well, I also didn't know boys liked me
Yes.
until now. Because I was awkward as heck and it just I don't know. I was also a boy. I wanted to be a boy. I was such a tomboy. And so I just thought I was bros with all the bros, and now I realize that they wanted to be more than
And I was
bros.
a hoe with the bro.
Yeah. Now, maybe I can be a hoe with the bro. No, I'm just kidding.
And I've always been a serial, monogamous, boring person.
That's not boring.
That's
That's
so
what I
not
wanted
true.
in life. Vienna's got her guy. You have your guy. I thought I had my guy. That would have been nice. I mean, my ex and I, when we first got married, we were the first people we were ever with, and that was goals for me. That was like we were gonna be together forever, and like life and things. And now it's like such a disappointment that life has gone astray, and some people are such buttholes. But
You are going to be so much better without.
yeah, moving forward.
We're already better.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
So much better.
We don't have to chase her out of the house as she's leaving to go commit suicide. Because that happened merely months ago this summer. So, you know, it's good. She's doing so well, actually, that we were cleaning out under, we have storage under the bed. And we're cleaning it out. I don't know if you know this one, Vienna. But she had, like, all this rope under the bed. I was like, oh, are you saving that for later? Because she'd always joke about hanging herself. And she was like, this isn't my rope. Like, she didn't even pick up on what I was saying, which is huge. Because usually it's, like, the punchline to everything is, like, a death joke.
Yeah, I love making death jokes.
It's true. But,
Suicide ones mostly. Baby ones less so.
Yeah. Well, no, I think
Husband
that's...
ones for sure.
Yeah. I think that's great. Wow, it was so nice to chat with you guys tonight.
don't I?
And it's like, I'm over this. Time is coming close,
Going to
and I'm
bed.
tired. I'm gonna go cicada it up.
My husband's not even here to cuddle me, so boo. I know.
Yeah. Gross.
Why is he working so late?
He's gotta make money to spend.
Make money to take care of you and your baby?
Mostly to play golf.
Well, go cuddle your baby.
I will. He's a sweet boy.
Yeah. Thanks for listening if you listen. And next week, we're probably just going to head it off with divorce because we want to put pressure on Natalia because it's always been our favorite thing to do.
Also, my court date is coming up, and it's just like a thing that's currently happening, so maybe, but also, no.
You know what? We'll surprise you. We'll let you know.
We'll make a plan.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.
Bye.
Don't kill yourself this week.